Hey guys, it's Kat and I am back today in natural lighting with some lashes on. It must be a day where my mum has taken my kid to the park. Woohoo! I don't have a toddler running around the house and I'm not filming at midnight. Anyway, I am very excited to talk about my hashtag Team Project Pan 2021 update of early November, mid-November, October. It's October. Shit. I don't know the day or the month or what's going on, but I am excited to do this update because not only is it a quarterly refresh, but I've used up a lot of stuff. So I'm going to do like a huge overhaul of my project pan. So if you are new here and you're not sure what a project pan is, essentially I have targeted a whole bunch of makeup, skincare, beauty products that I want to use up. And as soon as I use something up in that category, I roll in a new product. So the whole point of this is to use up products that you don't love but can use and don't want to throw away, or products that are starting to get a bit old and you thought if I target them, I'll start using them up. And it's just a way to use up products that I've got in excess and no longer want or need. So that's the whole point of this. If you are following this particular type of project pan that I created with my friend Haley, essentially, again, it's a full face rolling project pan. It goes for a year. But what you can do at the quarterly mark, so every 3 months, is if there's products that you're not really liking, you can take them out and swap them out for something else. So there's sort of like a refresh that happens every quarter. All right, so I'll start with the 2 products that I'm removing because they're really frustrating. The first one is my Joico Thermal Protectant Spray. So this is the only hair product I've had in the project for a while, and I'm actually not replacing it with any other hair product because everything I have is sort of freshly opened and I don't want to use up. So I'm just going to take this out. This is one of those products that I keep forgetting to use. I've said it in all my updates. I keep forgetting to use this. It's too tall to keep on my sort of shelf where I keep my normal hair products that are like this tall. So I sort of have it away. I forget to use it. And when I do remember to use it, I over apply it to a point where it makes my hair kind of sticky and gross. So I either don't use it or I use too much of it and I don't enjoy it at all. So I'm getting rid of this even though it's nearly finished. I just don't want to. This is going in the bin. The next thing I'm taking out is this pencil. It's a Rimmel pencil. I think it's only been in my project for 2 months, but I have hit a wall with it and I no longer want it in this project. So I included it in this project because it had broken. My toddler snapped it. I glued it back together, but what I found was, and it's so small compared to what it was at last time, which was probably like here. I think a part of the lead fell out. Then I had to like sharpen just to get to a point where there's lead. And then it was really dry. So I thought, look, I don't want to spend my time scratching this on my like waterline or lash line for the next few months using it up. It's not worth it. I'm getting rid of it. It's going. And what I'm replacing that with is another black liner. So I've actually been using this pencil for quite a few weeks now because this debacle happened shortly after my last check-in. So I was sort of looking for pencils that I wanted to replace it with, and this one came up because it's black, it's easy to use, and I've been really enjoying it. So it's the Pixi Eye Define Waterline pencil. So this is designed for the waterline, obviously, which I do use it a lot on the waterline, but I can also use it on the top lash line because it's quite creamy and easy to apply. It's a retractable pencil, so it's easy to keep track of, and I've probably used quite a lot of it in the last month, but of course I didn't take progress shots because it wasn't yet in my project pan. So that's how much I have left. I will take a photo of that and I'll keep using that. And again, I've been reaching for this most days and really enjoying it, either again smudged on the top lash line or just a little bit in the waterline. So far, I'm liking it a lot more than the Rimmel one. All right, onto the products that I've used up. There's quite a lot, so hold on to your horses. So the first thing I used up, it was pretty predictable. This is my Dr. Jart Cicapair Enzyme Cleansing Foam. So it's a cleanser. I've had it in for 2 months. I introduced it when it was up to here. Then last check-in it was down to there. So obviously wasn't much to use up. So I did use that one up. So even though that was 1 item, I'm going to replace it with 3 just because I feel like I can use all of these in the same skincare routine and get progress on all of them. So I've decided to choose 2 other products from the Dr. Jart Cicapair range. So I think at the end of last year, I actually bought a whole bunch of these products because they're designed for sensitive skin and I was having issues with dermatitis flare up and some redness and some irritated skin. So I thought I'd try a whole bunch of these. And there's some products that I like and other products that I don't love in the range. It's just, they don't really do much. So I thought I'm going to target a few at a time and just work through them. I think I've got a toner and a gel moisturizer product left that I will use, that I might introduce later on. But what I'm introducing now is the Cicapair serum. So this is barely used. It is up to here. So there's a little blue mark there. So that's what I'll be using. If I don't like using it on my face, I'm going to use it on my neck and chest, just to sort of use it up. I also have the cream, which is just like a nice soothing moisturizer. I can use it at night or during the day. I will try to use this during the day because I am also using the night mask as sort of like my nighttime gel, but that's nearly done. I was going to include that in my project pan as well, but when I opened it, I'm like, there's barely anything left in there, so what's the point? So I'm not going to keep track of this one, but I will keep track of this. And I also have a cream gel, I think it is, in a tube that I thought might suit the warmer weather a bit better. So after I use this one up, I'll introduce that one. I've also recently got into the habit of using like toners, which I haven't for the longest time. Toners I've got no time for, I can't be bothered. But because I've been using the salicylic acid toner from Paula's Choice and I love it, it's sort of something that I've started doing in my routine. So I thought I'll use that at night. And then what I might use during the day is the Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner. Again, this is a product that I think it's good. I've heard good things about it. I like the Good Molecules range. I love their basic moisturizer and their cleanser, really, really good. But this is a product I just have never bothered using. But now that I'm in the routine of using toners, I want to use this. And it's not right to the top, but it's barely used. So that's going to be my daytime toner. All right, the next thing I used up, and I only introduced this last month, so I have no idea how I used it so fast. This is like record breaking. It's the Burt's Bees Cucumber Mint Lip Balm. Now I'll have a photo on the screen of where I was up to last month, and normally I don't use lip balms that fast, especially this sort of type of lip balm. It takes me months to use it up, but I found out what the trick is. So if you're interested in using up your lip balms fast, I'll tell you the trick. So usually you put it on like this and you're like, cool, there's a nice thin layer. It is what it is. But I like to put a thicker layer of lip balm on before I go to bed. And that's why I think the pot lip balms, they often called lip treatments, which I think half the time they're not actually treatments. It's just that because you use your finger to smear a lot on, it stays on longer, it keeps your lips sort of hydrated for a lot longer. So what I'll do is I'll just take some, scratch it off sort of with my finger, apply a nice thick layer before I went to bed. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Within a month, it was done. So if you do have a lip balm kicking around and you don't love it and it's taking a long time to use up, just use it as apply a thick amount with your finger as a lip treatment overnight and you'll use it up really, really fast. That's how I used up that one. Now I am going to replace that with two lip products. These are sort of lip balm products. Now I'm finding it really hard to think of what lip products to pan because I'm doing my Project Apocalypse where I'm trying a new lip product pretty much every day all year. So I don't want to introduce any products that will clash with that. And I've got a Laneige lip treatment mask thingy bob on the go that I won't finish by the end of the year. So I thought there's no point introducing that into the project. I'll introduce some like lip gloss type products instead. So I've got the Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip. This is in the shade Scorcher. It's a clear gloss with big chunks of glitter. Not my favorite, but it is a nice gloss, and being clear, I can sort of use this anywhere. It doesn't really look bad under masks because it's colorless. The chunks of glitter are a little bit obnoxious, but again, it won't hold me back from using it. Another thing I like about this one, being a clear gloss, you can sort of see through it and you can see the settle line. I think when you have more pigmented colored glosses and they coat the sides, you can't see it settle as well. But this one, what I'll do is I'll stand it up and I'll mark it and I'll just keep track of it that way. So it's maybe like 1/3 of the tube left and I can definitely make some progress on that. The next thing that I thought I'll just use up because it's small and easy, it's a little sample of Lanolips. This is the tinted lip balm in the shade Perfect Nude. Really nice color. There's really not much left of it. So again, I'll just mark this. So what I tend to do is I squeeze it down, mark it. So this is tiny, should be really easy to use in theory, but because I won't use it every day because I am testing lip products every day, this will take longer than normally it would, but it's doable. yeah, I'll definitely get it done in the next month or two. I used up my finishing spray. This is the Badescu facial spray with aloe, sage and orange blossom. So again, I introduced it 2 months ago. It was right up to the top. That is where I was up to last month and it's done now. So that is complete. And what I'm replacing that with is my Uemura Skin Perfector Cypress Makeup Refresher Mist. So I love this product. It's a dual phase mist. So it's got a small oil layer, so you mix it up. It adds a nice sort of amount of hydration to your skin, settles down your powdery makeup if you wear matte powdered makeup like I do. I did have all the 4 different scents of these. I think in earlier this year or last year I used up the blue one. The green one is my next least favorite scent. My favorite is the pink and the yellow, so I'm keeping those, but I'm happy to get rid of this and just enjoy it. At the moment, it is up to here, so I've got quite a lot to go. It'll probably take me all year, if not a bit longer. All right, the next thing is my Soul Body Brightening Serum. So again, I introduced this 2 months ago. It was up to there, and then last month it was down to there. I have used it up, and I am introducing, I don't have any body products that I want to use up. Like, I've only recently opened a body moisturizer, so I don't really want to like plow through that. So what I'm actually going to focus on instead is a gradual tanner. So this is a Saint Tropez Gradual Tan Watermelon Fusion. I think I do have another one of these. So I just thought, look, this is one that I can definitely use up. I've had it for probably too long now, so I should use it up ASAP. And we're also getting into the warmer weather and lockdown is lifting in a couple of days. So we're going to be going out more, doing more things. So it's a good incentive to remind myself to gradual tan because I'm very pale at the moment. So I do like this product. It's just one of those things where being in lockdown and whatnot, there's been no real point to do it. But summer's coming up. I've got a wedding to go to. We've got Christmas parties that we're going to go to. So this is a good time to incorporate this into my project pan. And I think at the moment it's probably, feels like it's around here. So probably where that green mark is. I will figure out whether or not I hold a light up to it and mark it or weigh it, but I'll do that later. Oh, I did have another hair product. So I used up my Davines Oi Oil. So I was using this as a hair treatment rather than just a leave-in hair oil because it's a little bit heavy for my hair type. I've had this in the project for 4 months now, so that's the progress down there. Last month it was right down the bottom. I think I had only about a week or week and a half use left of this, so I did use it up. It's done, and similar to the other hair product, I'm not going to put anything else in because I don't have anything I currently want to use up in the hair department. Used up my little nail polish. Hooray! I used this on my toes and my fingers quite a few times in the last month, and it's not completely done. Like, if you shine a light through it, there's a little bit down the bottom, but it's impossible to get out. I've even used nail polish thinning liquid, and I just couldn't get any more out, and it was such a pain in the ass that I thought, look, this is done. So my little OPI red nail polish is done. Now, I'm not going to replace that with a nail polish because I don't have any minis to use up. And also, like I said, warmer weather's coming. I want to use some more fun colors and play with like neons and brights and pastels and whatever. So I don't want to be committed to one nail polish for the rest of the year. So I thought instead I will introduce this nail treatment. This is a Sally Hansen Hard as Nails Vitamin Strength Serum. I don't know if this is going to do anything, but I thought I may as well try. So that one I've only used, I think, once. So it is completely full. We'll see how we go with that one. And there's still more. So I've used up my Murad. This is my primer. So this is the Hydration Invisiblur Perfecting Shield Broad Spectrum. So it's a silicone blurring primer. It was one that had an airless pump, so it went up. And last month there was a tiny bit left. And I literally used this up in, again, like a week or two. So that one is completely done. I didn't love it, which is unfortunate because I have another one in my cupboard. But what I'm replacing that with, and I've only tried this, I think, once or twice, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get along with this, but this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Iconic Primer Stick. So it is literally a stick. I did test it throughout the month and it seems fine. It doesn't like make my foundation ball up or anything, but at least I can keep track of that by taking a photo and sort of comparing it. But I thought this might be a good one as well because it seems like it's a product that might be good for longevity. So like making your foundation stick to your skin rather than adding hydration or blurring. I thought this might be interesting and it would be really good in the warmer weather. So I do get quite oily, my makeup does break down, so I thought this might be interesting to see how it goes in summer. All right, last thing I've used up, and I only introduced this I think last month, it was my MAC mascara. This is the Extended Play Lash Mascara. I have had it around for a while, so it didn't surprise me when this did dry up. I was using it and I was like, wait, this is not really doing anything. So I clearly just introduced it in my project when it was nearly completely done. So done with this, and I spent the last couple of weeks trying different mascara minis. I went through the Tarte one, didn't like it. It did nothing, so I threw that in the bin. I tried a Stila XXX Magnum lash thing. It was horrible. I hated it. The wand was so big, it was just got everywhere. I hated it, so threw that out. It was a mini, and I landed instead on the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. Now this still has a big wand, but you should have seen the Magnum one. I'll try to put a photo on the screen. It was horrible. Now this wand is very large and it is quite clumpy, but there's a lot of product in there. So I'm going to try to use this. I've been using it the last couple of days and it's okay. Because the wand can be quite clumpy and I do tend to have to scrape off the sides quite a lot, I find that on the lower lash line, it can really ruin your makeup. Yesterday I was wearing it and literally one eye looked good and the other one just looked really clumpy, and I tried to brush it through, got all over my lash line, and it was just nasty. So I'm going to see how I go with this for the next month. If I don't like it, I'm going to throw it out and go through more of my minis, because I have at least half a dozen minis that I want to work through. But yeah, I'm not having great luck with the minis at the moment, but that's the one I've decided to try at least for the next month. All right, so on to the products that I've made progress on, but I haven't finished. There's not too many here. Firstly, I do have my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Foundation. I'm wearing it today. I've been wearing it a lot. I've got to weigh this, so I'll turn on the scales. All right, I've used quite a lot of that. It was at 32.83 grams when I introduced it last month, and now it's at like 19.85-ish grams. So I don't know how I've used 13 grams of foundation, but somehow I have. So this feels nearly finished, to be fair. I can squeeze this, like when I take it out, oh no, it's gonna get messy, but I can sort of squeeze the air out and there's a very, very little left. So what I'm actually gonna do as well is introduce the next foundation that I want to pan. This has my initials on it, so it's not KKW, it's me, Catherine Wilson. But this is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in the shade N5. So that one I will probably weigh and keep track of as well. And it's just because in case this runs out in the next week, I thought it'd be good to move straight onto another one. Another reason why I do want to sort of load up my project pan with like extra backup products and a lot of skincare and whatnot, is because in the next couple of months, I'm actually going to move house, which is exciting. I'm excited for it. It also means I'm going to do a big declutter of my makeup collection. I want to sort of maybe only keep half the palettes that I currently have and all that kind of stuff. But what I want to do over the next month, because I'll be packing with a toddler, which is going to take a lot longer than previous times I've moved house, I want to sort of pack up things that I don't need to use on a daily basis. So I thought over the next month, even though I'm packing prematurely, I might pack up my makeup collection and only keep out my Project Pan products. So yeah, I just thought that would be a good incentive to sort of really knuckle down and just focus on my Project Pan products, but it does mean I sort of need to pad out and have backups of products in case I run out. All right, so next thing is my Chanel bronzer. Now I've been using this pretty much every day and you can see that I've used up quite a lot of it. So I'll probably have a photo on the screen of where I was up to last month, but I was weighing this as well. All right, so that was at 123.97 grams. And it looks like I've used up about 4 grams, which is sort of on par with what I've been using previously. So good, progress, happy. Very good. I've also been using quite a lot of my Painterly Paint Pot by MAC, so I'll actually zoom in so you can see this a little bit better. So a couple of months ago, I hit pan in the middle and then I was sort of working down the side from the top there, and I've connected the top to the pan. So hopefully you can see that it's sort of like, I don't know, like a horseshoe shape now. Another product I need to weigh, this is the Colourpop liquid liner. This is just a brown liquid liner, so I've been wearing it quite a bit, which is good. And the progress on that has been pretty consistent. So last month it was at 5.81 grams, and now it looks like I've used maybe 0.04 grams, which I think was the same as the month before. So very slow. I don't use it every day. I don't always use liquid liner, but when I have been using a liquid liner, that's the only one I've been using. So I'm wearing it today. All right, the last one to weigh is this. This is kind of confusing. If you're new here, you'll be like, what are you doing? Essentially, I wanted to pan 2 powders. I have got a Revlon powder, which is a setting powder. This was more of, it wasn't a matte powder, but it was like a setting powder. It was matte-ish, and it was too dark for me, so I couldn't use this on its own. So I decided to mix it with the Uemura. This is the Lightbulb Colorless glowing face powder. So this was technically translucent, but it did look a little bit light, and it was very, very shiny. It was very glowy, which was too much for my oily skin. But combined, these are really beautiful together. It tones down the color of this, but it also adds more luminosity to this finish. So together, it was a really, really beautiful powder. So I've actually emptied both of these out, which is great. So these are sort of done, but I've mixed them in this container, which is what I've been doing since I introduced them. So last month when I did my check-in, there was a little bit of powder left in here. Now I did actually completely use that up, and then I refilled it with the excess that was in these. So the amount that was left in here last month was 3.98 grams, which is what I completely used up. And then by weighing these and doing maths, I found out that I added in 12.68 grams of product in here. Now, from doing weighing and maths and knowing the empty packaging of this, I know that this currently has just over 7 grams of product left in it. So I used around 5.5 grams of this, plus the 3.98 grams that was in this from last month, if that makes sense. So in conclusion, I've used over 9 grams of product and I only have 7.2 or something left of this. So I should finish this by next month. It's a lot of numbers, it's a lot of maths. I don't think I'll ever combine powders again in a project pan because there's too much numbers and stuff going on. All right, that's all the updates, but I do want to add in 2 more random products. One is a mini Chloe fragrance. I think it's my last mini fragrance. I do have a handbag fragrance, but I sort of want to keep that. I thought this is a fun one to use up, and I've barely used it. It's like right at the top. So I'll mark that and I'll start using that this month. But I also want to add in a brow product because I did have a MAC micro brow pencil in my project, but I lost it. I don't know where it is. I'm sure I'll find it when I move house. But I've been waiting to find that. And I thought if I don't find it by the refresh, I'll take it out officially, add something else in. So what I want to add in is the Benefit Ka-Brow Brow Pomade in the shade 3.5. I don't use as much brow product as I used to because I do have tattooed brows. I do have to put a little bit of product on though, because when I put my foundation, it sort of covers my brows and I've sort of got to add a bit more color back into them. So I have been using brow powders, brow pomades. This one is drying out. Now, I don't want to weigh this because it was like a little dry nugget. I put a lot of Duraline in from Inglot to rehydrate it, and now it's a good consistency. But I don't want to weigh it because if down the track I need to add Duraline back into it, I'm adding more weight. So it's always going to be inaccurate. So this is a product that I'll take a photo of and I'll talk about progress, but I don't think we'll see any noticeable progress for quite a few months. So this will carry on over to next year unless it completely dries out and I get really frustrated with it. But for now, I want to use it. I like it. It's a good color match for me, and I'd prefer to salvage it before I throw it out. All right, so that's my update for October, not November. Now I will do a November check-in, but it might be one of my last videos until later in December after I've moved house. I think I'll do a empties video. I think I'll probably do a favorites video. I'll do a Project Apocalypse update. Then I might go quiet on this channel for a couple of weeks in December, and then I'll come back probably late December to wrap up this series, wrap up my Pan That palette, and also wrap up my Project Apocalypse for the year. I still have a lot of lip products to get through, so I think it's going to carry over to next year. But yeah, that's I think how it's going to have to go. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. If you're doing a project pan, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you're seeing as good progress as I am at this point in the year. I do feel like towards the end of the year, you start seeing some really good progress because you've been using products for quite a long time. But anyway, have a great day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.